to the RocknRoll Yogi YouTube classes. This is a practice for waking the body up, so it feels really great first thing in the morning, or if you've been sitting down all day. Gets everything moving again and it feels delicious. I'll be giving a few options and modifications throughout the practice for some of the postures, but the key is to listen to your body. Don't push or force, and if something doesn't feel good, then back off. I recommend you grab yourself a firm cushion or a folded towel or blanket. You may not need it, but it's good to have it to hand. And let's get started. So we'll begin on our backs. So just taking a moment to get comfortable. Take the arms a few inches away from the sides of the body, palms facing up. And we're just going to take a few deep breaths, bringing the focus into our practice, leaving anything that was going on before this outside the door, taking this time just for you. So take a deep inhale, fill up the lungs, feel the chest rise, followed by the belly. And then exhale, the belly draw back towards the spine, and exhale all the air from the lungs. Inhale, expanding the chest, and then the belly, and exhale from the belly, and then from the chest. Once more, inhale, fill the lungs up, the deepest breath yet. Hold when you get to the top just for a moment, and then open the mouth and sigh it out. Draw the knees up into the chest. Take the hands to the shins, and just take some little rocks backwards and forwards, up and down, massage the spine. And then take the feet back to the mat, so the knees are bent, feet hip distance apart. And take the arms out wide at shoulder height, palms facing down. So I'm going to start with some twists. So inhale. And as you exhale, drop the knees over to the right and turn the head to the left. Inhale, come back to centre. Take it to the other side, so drop the knees to the left, head turns to the right. Inhale up. Exhale down, knees to the right, head to the left. Inhale up, in your own breath, taking it side to side. Inhaling in the middle, exhaling to drop. And start to notice how the body's feeling. Notice if one side feels tighter than the other. And the next time we bring the knees over to the right, we're going to hold here for a few breaths. Take the gaze over the left shoulder. Keep the left shoulder sinking down into the mat. Smooth, steady breaths. And then inhale, come back to centre and take it to the other side. So again, noticing if one side felt tighter than the other. We're not symmetrical, and we have habits in the way we stand and sit that emphasize the asymmetry. Inhale, come back to centre, and then take one more each side, holding for 3 breaths each side, or if one side felt tighter, just take one long one to that side, so holding for 6 breaths on the tight side. Let the focus be on the sound of the breath, entering and leaving the nostrils. Bringing your attention to this moment and to your body. And then in your own time, inhaling back to centre. Straighten the legs. So the legs are flat along the mat. Take the hands into the small of the back, so the thumbs are touching, index fingers are touching, so you're creating a diamond shape with the hands, and then press into the hands and bring yourself up to a seated position. So bring yourself into a cross-legged position. We'll start with the left leg in front. Now if that's not comfortable for you to cross the legs, you can take the legs into a long diamond shape. And if you feel, however you're sitting, if you feel any rounding in the lower back, this is where our prop comes in handy. Pop it under the sit bones, just to give yourself a little elevation in the pelvis. So we'll start with some neck exercises, just gently loosening up any tension there. So inhaling in the centre, drawing the spine nice and tall, so lengthening down through the tailbone, drawing the lower ribs in, and then exhale, we're going to turn the head to look over the right shoulder. So very gentle movements with the neck, no yanking or pushing, just gently letting any tension release out. Inhale, come back to the centre, and exhale, turn to look over the left shoulder. It's nice to keep the eyes closed for this. Inhale, come back to centre. Exhale, drop the chin towards the chest, nice and slowly. Just feeling that gentle stretch in the back of the neck. And then inhale, lift the head, very gently lift the chin, extend the chin up. So you have a gentle stretch in the throat, but only going as far back as is completely comfortable. Smooth, steady breaths, and then come back to centre. Exhale, tilt the head to the right, so dropping the right ear towards the right shoulder. Come back to centre. Exhale, tilt the head to the left. And inhale, come back to centre. Okay, so again, sitting nice and tall, we're going to inhale. As we exhale, we're going to walk the hands out in front of you. Inhale, dig your claws in, pull the shoulders back into their sockets. So imagine the action that a cat would make if you were trying to get it off your favourite chair and it really doesn't want to go. That's the action we're looking for. So dragging back as we inhale, and then exhale, hinge from the hips and soften down. Let the head be heavy, Gentle stretch across the back. Taking a couple more smooth, deep breaths here. And then inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk the hands around to the right. Inhale, reach the fingertips a little further away from you, but keep those shoulders back into the sockets. And exhale, soften down. Now if you find that your left sit bone is tilting off the mat, walk the hands back in a touch. You want to try and keep your pelvis level. So soften a little deeper into each exhale, sink down a little with each exhale. You bring up the lovely stretch across the left side of the body. And then inhale, look forward, walk the hands back around and bring yourself back up to the centre. Change the cross of the legs. So the right leg comes in front. If you're sitting with your legs crossed, if you're in diamond shape, then just stay where you are. And again, inhale, sit tall. Exhale, walk the hands forward. Inhale, drag that cat off the chair. Exhale, sink down. Smooth, steady breaths. And then inhale, look up. Exhale, walk the hands around to the left. Inhale, reach with the fingers, keep those shoulders back into their sockets, and exhale, sink down. Again, if you find that you're tilting over to the left, walk the hands back in a little. Smooth, steady breaths, enjoying that beautiful stretch down the side body. And then inhale, look up, walk the hands back around, and bring yourself back up to the centre. So staying with the side stretches, we're going to inhale, reach tall, palms come together, and then exhale, take the right hand to the mat. Inhale, reach with the left fingertips. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lean to the right. So just showing the body what we're going to do. Inhale up. Exhale down. This time we're going to hold it for a few breaths. Walk that bottom hand away from you so that the arm is straight, so it becomes like a kickstand. So you can press into that right hand now to keep the hips square. Neck can be wherever is most comfortable. You can look down at the mat, up at the raised arm, or just straight ahead. And keep that raised arm, shoulder sucked back into the socket, so there's no hunching up around the ears. So now we're going to inhale, creep the hand back in, reach the right hand up, and exhale, take the left hand to the mat. So same thing again, inhaling, reaching tall, exhale, lean to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, lean. Inhale up. Exhale, lean, and again holding on this one, so walk the hand away, make a little kickstand like on a bike, pressing into that bottom hand, keeping the upper shoulder relaxed, keeping the face relaxed. Breath is smooth. One more breath here. And inhale, walk yourself back in. Come up. And exhale, palms down by the sides. And again, inhale, reaching tall. Palms come together. Exhale, drop the left hand to the mat. This time I'm going to reach all the way around to the front with the right hand. And the left hand's going to follow. We're going to take the right hand behind and reach up with the left, opening the chest as we inhale. So again, exhale, down, sweep around, hand follows, inhale, open the chest. So in your own breath now, we're exhaling down, sweeping around, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up. So warming the spine up now. A little bit of motion going. Reach with the fingertips, so you're really in that lovely stretch across the side body, across the back. And last one. Reach up, and then we're going to bring both hands behind the hips. Fingertips facing towards the body. I'm going to lean into the hands, roll the shoulders back, offer the heart forward, so lift and open the chest. And then you can either keep your chin tucked, or if you want a little throat stretch, you can very gently take the head back if it's comfortable. And taking a few breaths here, really lifting and opening the rib cage. So reversing that habitual posture that a lot of us have sitting at a desk or driving a car. And then inhale, come back up to the centre. Take the arms at about 20 to 4, and if you are on a clock. Take a deep inhale, and then as you exhale, I'm going to turn to the right. So turning from the waist, keeping the pelvis facing forward, you're going to take the hand, the left hand to the knee, the right hand comes behind. Inhale, reach up a little taller through the spine. Exhale, turn a little further. So you can look over the back shoulder if that's okay for your neck, or just stay looking forward if it's not comfortable. Only go as far as feels good. So you're lengthening with each inhale and twisting with each exhale. Lengthening with the inhale, twisting with the exhale. Inhale, come back to centre and take it to the other side. So right hand comes to the left knee, left hand comes behind. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach. Last one, exhale, twist. And inhale, come back around to the centre. I'm just going to loosen up the wrists a little now. Take the hands in front, palms facing away, fingertips on the mat. And you're going to just gently lean into the palms. Now if that's too much on the wrists, you can bring the hands in prayer position in front of the chest instead and start to work the hands down towards the waist. Slightly less intense version does the same thing. Whichever version you're taking, the shoulders are nice and relaxed and away from the ears. And I'm feeling that lovely stretch up the insides of the wrists. Nice steady breaths. Inhale, come back up, spin the hands around so the palms are facing towards you, and lean into the backs of the wrists. And again, if that's a little too intense, you can have the same effect by reversing your prayer position and just pressing the palms, the backs of the hands, sorry, into each other in front of the chest. And inhale, come back up. Okay, so now we're going to bring ourselves onto all fours. We're going to take a few rounds of Bidalasana or cat-cow. So we're going to make sure we've got a nice strong foundation. We want the shoulders, elbows and wrists stacked in a nice straight line. If you have a tendency to hyperextend your elbow like I do, put a little micro bend in it. Fingertips nice and spread, middle finger pointing forward. The knees are directly under the hips. And as you exhale, you're going to push into the hands, drop the chin, drop the tail and round the upper back. And then inhale, reverse it. So you're going to drop the navel towards the mat, very slowly, lifting the chin, reaching with the chin and the tail. Gently draw up the pelvic floor. And taking it back the other way. Rounding the upper back, drop the chin, drop the tail. Angry cat. Seem to be a lot of angry cats in today's practice, I'm not quite sure why. And then reaching with the chin and the tail. As you inhale, draw up the pelvic floor. So continue this in your own breath. The reason we're drawing up the pelvic floor when we're in the cow phase of the posture is by engaging those muscles, it becomes much harder to sag into the lower back. So it keeps those lower vertebrae nice and safe and engages the core. Inhale. And come back to neutral. Tuck the toes under. And just take a moment to press the toes back away from you, one foot at a time. So imagine you're trying to wipe something off the mat. Stretch the toes out. The poor old feet, they don't get a lot of love and they carry us around all day. So this is a nice way to say thank you. Just really give them a nice little stretch out there. And then tucking both sets of toes, we're going to come up into downward dog. So we're going to press into the hands and lift the hips, lift the knees away from the mat and push yourself back. Look towards the knees so the ears are in line with the upper arms. Keep the knees bent to begin with. Keep the upper back nice and broad, so roll the triceps and the outer arms down towards the outer edges of the mat. Feet to hip distance apart. And we're going to start pedaling through the feet, so dropping each heel in turn, slowly, nice and gently towards the mat. Keep lifting tall through the hips, so imagine there's a belt around the hips, lifting you up to the sky. And now dropping both heels at the mat, towards the mat at the same time. So we've got those opposing forces of the heels dropping heavily towards the mat and the hips lifting to the sky. Don't worry if the heels aren't coming anywhere near the mat at all at the moment. Just have the intention of letting them be heavy. Keep a little bend in the knees if you need to. If you feel any tension, any pinching in the lower back, definitely keep that bend in the knees. Keep spiraling those upper arms out towards the edges of the mat, looking back towards the knees. And then slowly
Start to walk the hands back towards the feet. Keeping the knees bent. I'm going to lay the chest along the thighs. Take hold of the elbows. Let the head be heavy. I'm just going to take a few deep, steady breaths here. And shake the head, yes and no, if that feels good. And then if you like, you can start to work the legs a little straighter, only as far as you can keep those lower ribs in contact with the thighs. And then releasing the hands from the elbows. Inhale and slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Come all the way up to standing, take the arms wide, palms come together overhead, and exhale, draw the palms back down to the heart centre. Close the eyes. Just take a moment to really ground the feet into the mat, so feeling all four corners of each foot firmly planted into the earth beneath you. Gently draw the lower ribs in, extend the tailbone down, drop the shoulders away from the ears. And just take a couple more breaths here, just appreciating that sense of freedom and vitality and space that you've created in your body. And then slowly opening the eyes. Thank you for practicing. Namaste.